Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. My name is Mercedes. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay and the quality isn't awful. I don't know where my mic is, so I'm using a different type of mic and it's a little bit further from the camera. So if I sound a little bit off, that is why. But welcome. In today's video, I'll be swatching a new collection from Sweet and Sour Lacquer. It is a beautiful shimmer collection called The Land Before Time. Now, if you grew up in the same years that I grew up, then you have definitely watched this movie before, and if you have kids, then your kids have probably watched this because you either made them or you really love the movie, and that's why you want them to watch it as well. It is a very nostalgic collection just because growing up I did watch this movie. I've seen it a couple times recently because of my kids. All of the polishes, I must say, like when I think of The Land Before Time, I have this image in my head where it's like the old school type of film with like not washed out colors, that's not the right term, but I think of like all of the colors in The Land Before Time, and they're very like soft and easygoing, easy on the eyes. Like I think of soft, bright. So like sand colors or like nature colors, but something that pops. I think this collection really does a good job with encapsulating all of the different characters in the movie. I think you're really gonna enjoy them. So
not starting in any particular order, but first off we have Ducky, and this one is described as a pale lime green base that shifts pink and gold. This one is so pretty. I ended up building this up in 3 coats just so I can deepen that beautiful lime green base. I almost think it kind of leans a little more like olivey, like an olive tone-ish base. I mean, the more you build it up, the more you can actually see that it is like a pale lime green, but I feel like it has a dash of olive in there as well, or maybe olive undertones. I think the star of this show definitely has to be that beautiful pink shimmer. It just like dazzles throughout the base. The shift isn't something where it's like, oh my gosh, this polish is so shifty, I can see so many different angles. The shift is there and it's beautiful, it's dainty, it's prominent enough where you're gonna notice it, right? But it's not like boom in my face. But it is such a pretty color. The formula was great. It wasn't too thick, it wasn't too thin. It built up beautifully in 3 coats. I think long nails, you may see a little bit of nail line depending on how strong your smile line is. But you know, I think because the shimmer is so pretty and because of the type of polish that it is, I think your nails, and I said this in another video, like your nails, like if you have longer nails and you have this polish, whether you build it up in 2 or 3 coats and you see a little bit of nail line, I'm not the biggest fan of visible nail line, but I feel like for certain polishes, it looks really nice. And I think with this one, it definitely is going to look nice if you have longer nails and you see a little bit peeking through. But pictured are 3 coats of Ducky with a glossy top coat. Next up we have Petri, and this one is described as a reddish brown base with gold, green, and blue shimmer. This one is a funky one, and you know I love my funky colors. This one I ended up building up in 3 coats. The formula was absolutely amazing. It is not too thick and it's not too thick and not too thinner. I don't even know what I'm saying, guys. Not too thick and not too thin. There's a heaping amount of shimmer. There you go. There's a heaping amount of shimmer, and I know I've said this before, I'm not the biggest fan of gold shimmer unless it's a super unique polish or there's like something else in the mix. And in this case, the base color is what is super unique for me anyways. I feel like Sweet and Sour created something similar to this polish. Maybe I'm thinking of a PPU polish that was more on like the yellowish greenish side, I think. But either case, I think this one is absolutely gorgeous. It reminds me almost of like a rusty gold coin. I don't even know if that makes sense, but that's what it reminds me of. I'm in love with that beautiful green shift. Oh my goodness, I almost see some purple in there. Do you guys see that? I think it's just the combo of colors. But this is beautiful. It is so sparkly. it is so different. So if you love these type of like olivey, uglyish, greeny colors, you're going to love Petri. It's a beautiful shade. I think long or short nails, 3 coats is going to be good for you. Long nails, you may see some nail line depending on your smile line. So it's going to depend. So there you go. Pictured are 3 coats of Petri with a glossy top coat. Next up is Littlefoot, and this one is described as a pale grayish brown base with blue purple shimmer. Now, this definitely reminds me of Littlefoot. If you watch the movie, like this is Littlefoot in a bottle. This color is gorgeous, guys. This builds up so beautifully. It is that blue purple shimmer that steals the show. I think the shimmer steals the show for all of these polishes, honestly. There's such a helping amount of shimmer in all of these. But I think for this one, what stands out the most is that shimmer really, really glows. It glows, guys. Like, look at this. And I feel like I don't own anything like this. Like the color is very unique, I think, and especially unique to my collection. You have this pale blue gray base, but then you have that beautiful glowy shimmer, and it's a little bit shifty too. Not too shifty, but a little bit. And you can kind of see that brown base sort of peeking through from within. But again, the star of the show is definitely you can see I'm watching Netflix in the background, but the star of the show is definitely that beautiful glowy shimmer. It is stunning. Again, another unique polish that you need in your collection. Pictured are 3 coats of Littlefoot with a glossy top coat. Next up we have Spike, and this one is described as a black to brown base with red gold shimmer. This one is another stunner, guys, for sure. Now, I found this one to be the darkest, I believe. Yes, the darkest out of all of them, and you'll see what I mean. I still built it up in 3 coats, but it is very, very, very buildable. So on that first swatch, it doesn't really look like that shimmer is really prominent, but as you keep going, you can see it building up. You can see that red glow from within. You can see that beautiful, beautiful brown base. Again, I feel like there's a hint of olive in there. Like, it says it's a black to brown base, but I mean, I can definitely see that, but I definitely see more of like a muddy tone olivey color. And you see here on the 3rd coat, like, look how beautifully it builds up. I think whether or not you have long or short nails, 3 is going to be the number for you. And I think 3 coats on long nails, I don't think you're going to see any nail line. But again, this is another one of those like funky colors where it's like you really have to like these types of shades to want to wear them. I personally love them. I think they're beautiful and very unique. I definitely see myself wearing this for the fall time, even for Halloween as well. I am in love with that red shimmer. It's gorgeous. Pictured are 3 coats of Spike with a glossy top coat. And our last polish is Sarah, and this one is described as a tan shimmer base that shifts green to blue. And side note, Sarah was not my favorite character in the movie. I've watched this again with my kids, and I was like, oh my goodness, girl, get it together. I know they ended up being friends afterwards, but still, first impressions count for me. This one is pretty though. This one is more on the daintier side. You definitely see that beautiful green blue shimmer, that green blue shift in this. I built this up in 3 coats as I did with all of them, and I think it was beautiful. Now you may see a little nail line, but I think honestly, like, it is meant to peek through with this type of polish, and I think that's okay. Like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of visible nail line, but with certain polishes, I just think that it looks very elegant, and I think with this one, if you have long nails, it will make your nails look elegant. I love that beautiful pink shift. I think it brings something different to this polish. Like, it really does. Like, you see like this yellowish green tone, but then you see that pretty pink shift, and it just adds something different. I like it. I think it's beautiful. I would use this as a pedicure color for sure during the winter months. I like to keep things neutral during the winter months, either neutral or dark for my pedicures. But this one is beautiful. Pictured are 3 coats of Sarah with a glossy top coat.
All right, so now it comes down to picking my favorites. I'm going to pick 2, which maybe you might have an idea of which ones, but the first one is going to be Spike. And I'll just show you the other one, Petri, because they're not similar, but they're more on the like prugly. I know some people wouldn't agree with that term, prugly, but pretty ugly. I think these colors are absolutely gorgeous. The shimmer is just so stunning. I mean, look at this. I already have like a prugly on my nails right now. Very different, very unique. Definitely something that I would wear going into the fall and even like Halloween months as well, like October, I mean. I'm all for a different type of shade that I don't have in my collection, and these two are definitely around there. I mean, I know it looks like I have something similar on there, but like swatched on the nail, it's completely different. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already subscribed, I hope that you do. I upload videos with live swatches, and I love talking about all things in nails and nail polish. Thank you again, and I'll see you in my next one.